Yeah, that's right, we are back. Today I'm pretty excited because I'm back at my old stomping ground, which is Duck Lane Skatepark in Bournemouth. Now, I started out here as a beginner and oh my gosh, it's a pretty challenging spot. I've never done a skate park tour of this spot, so I thought it might be quite fun to run through some of the features of this skate park. So let's take a look around. Okay, so Duck Lane Skatepark is a pretty complex looking bowl arrangement. You can divide it up into three areas. The first area being this shallow end. The first pocket has no coping and doubles up as a roll-in. Now, when I was a beginner, I offered this up for several weeks and I could never quite get my head around coming in over the top. As you roll up to it, it just doesn't look like it's gonna work. And it took me a significant amount of bottle to eventually go over the top. One of the downsides of being able to roll in at this bowl is it made my drop-ins pretty rubbish because I never had to drop in. I just rolled in at this end and then zoomed down the right-hand side, using those hips as sort of pump bumps, getting loads of speed to hit the bottom end. This first rolling pocket is also pretty fun for doing no coping tricks such as tail blocks and other such tomfoolery. This second pocket is one that is often referred to as the pocket of death. Now, most of us have come a cropper in this pocket, and I think it's just because the way the skate park is built, it's easy to carry a lot of speed into that pocket, and then a centrifugal force pops you up on the top at a rate of knots, and it's easy to lip out. I have certainly come out of the top of that pocket and landed on my shins. Oh my gosh. The third pocket is a sort of half pocket, and that leads down into the deeper medium bowl section. And again, as a beginner, I found it pretty terrifying to come round this pocket and then go straight down that waterfall and hit this first pocket of the snake run section. So size-wise, depending where you measure it, this shallow end is about 3.5 foot. You can also use this little two pocket section as a back and forth mini ramp, and also you can use the hips as a little mini ramp. My mate Pi Kasari often warms up with the rock and roll on all three hips, and it's quite a sight to behold. I think his world record is about 12 back-to-back rock and rolls. So coming into the middle section, it lines up as a bit of a snake run, so come out of this pocket and then into this first pocket. This snake run section is just over 5 foot tall. I know this because my OCD made me come down and measure it with a tape measure. It is a little bit built on the wonk, so depending on where you measure the skate park will depend on what size it is, but I think it's meant to be around about 5 foot. That hip there is just under 6 foot, again just because of the way it's built. And after we come through the snake run section, we come into a square bowl, and this also doubles as a mini ramp. Now, it's a pretty steep mini ramp, and as a beginner it provided a significant challenge just to be able to drop in on this and do something like a rock to fakie or an axle stool. Because these corners are just over 5 foot, again they provided a good challenge for trying to get any sort of grind, a chicken scratch, a double trucker. Oh my goodness. And the jewel in the crown is the deep bowl. Now, this bad boy, when I was a beginner, was my Everest. It is about 9 foot tall, depending on where you measure it. And it's got a smidgen of vert on the top. And oh my goodness, I've had many a lovely old time trying to hit the top of that bowl. It probably took me a good couple of months of considered effort to get to the top up to the coping. The skate park's really nicely built so that this waterfall is quite steep and also quite large, and it does give you the right amount of speed to get up there. The rest is just bottle, so trying to put the trucks on the coping and not jump off was the challenge. Eventually I managed to get a frontside double trucker, and it's one of the best days of my life, and also the backside double trucker. I also tinkered with trying to drop in. Now, there isn't any significant value to dropping into the deep end of this bowl because you just sort of trickle out over this waterfall with not so much speed. One of the things about this bowl is it does suffer a little bit from rubbish. This morning we pulled out a shopping trolley from the deep end and it's fair to say I have seen all manner of what have you in that deep bowl. I've had fun riding all manner of craft around this bowl. The surf skate works a treat in here. Also the long wheelbase skateboard is a lot of fun. I also had fun tinkering with the 70s style skateboard. Trying to get up on that lip was pretty exciting. I've embarked on quite a few challenges in this skate park. Coming out over this hip is really fun on a launch out. I also recorded the how to roll in video here. Coming down over that coping was pretty exciting. It is quite a steep bowl all round, so you can get a lot of speed and it's nice and easy to pump, but it is quite a challenging place to learn lip tricks. So to start with, I just really carved around here, trying to get as much speed as I could and also getting the odd double truck grind. When I built my mini ramp at home, I found it was quite a good process to learn the tricks on my mellow mini ramp and then try and transfer them to the shallow end and then to the medium end. The coping here is that larger style coping all the way round and it's set pretty nicely. I reckon this bowl is the ultimate leg burner. There's a pretty much endless amount of lines you can do. I got so excited about this bowl back in the day that I did a printout of the aerial view. And the night before I came for a session, I used to draw in possible lines on that printout and then come down and challenge myself to see if I could try and do them. I think a lot of people find these pockets quite tight to carve, so a set of loose trucks really aids the pursuit of carving around this bowl. Another thing that's well worth packing in the van is a brush and a dustpan and also a set of wet wipes. I won't go into why one might need some wet wipes, but there's often a bit of cleaning up to do. Another area of interest is popping out of the end of the bowl, cavorting down this long path, and then that leads to a little bit of street opportunity. So I've had fun learning to hop off down these curbs and also practicing a bit of downhill sliding on this lovely smooth tarmac. As a bonus, there's plenty of free parking in the end car park. Another great thing about Duck Lane is there is a local crew who regularly skate here. Let's take a look at a quick montage of some of the local dudes ripping it up. Well, that's it for my trip down memory lane at Duck Lane Skatepark. I've had so much fun here over the years. It's a really challenging spot. I reckon as a beginner, it's pretty white knuckles, and trying to learn to skateboard in this bowl was a significant challenge. I reckon skateboarders of all abilities will find something in this bowl arrangement to challenge them. Coming off on that deep end is pretty emotional. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe. I make new videos every week. You can also follow me on Instagram at John Bishop Skate. As ever, my name's been John Bishop and I'm a middle-aged guy learning how to skate.